What's up everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of my Heroes of the Storm Hero League gameplay series. This time it is my pleasure to welcome you on Infernal Shrines, and we're going to see whether my team picks good heroes and it leaves me with a hero that I actually want to play, because as you can see, we're the last pick here. Feels bad, man. Anyway, we're gonna try and see what our allies come up with. We already see the Vala and the Lost Vikings being locked in. Okay, so the Lost Vikings, always a rare sight to behold, and rightfully so, because I think, personal opinion here, that they are the hardest hero to play and the hardest hero to master. They require a lot of good micromanagement because you have to control 3 heroes at the same time. And of course, since they're not really as buff as other heroes in the game, you have to have good game sense and good game knowledge and know when to position and where to position them, right? To get the most efficiency out of them. So the enemies counter with a little bit of a more competitive, more meta-like hero choices. They picked Raynor, Kel'Thas, and ETC. So without a doubt, 2 of the strongest ranged assassins, a very strong frontliner, a very strong melee warrior here. And it's gonna be interesting to see whether we can sort of hold our own against that competitive tryhard mode almost. So let's see. Lucky Owl and Indenskeet. What are you gonna come up with, buddies? Depending on their choice, of course, I am going to adjust my own hero. Okay, Leoric, that is a frontliner, that is a warrior. And Arthas, so that's a solid frontline, if I may say so. Arthas, you know, he's fallen off a little bit in popularity because the current meta is all about engaging and locking people down very quickly and then bursting them up. Especially since Tyrande got so strong again, you might want to say. Now, we see Leoric and Sonya being locked in. Not really the worst choices, I may want to say, but I'm not really sure if we have enough burst damage. And you can already see Tyrande, another strong support pick at the moment. I was actually thinking of picking Tyrande myself. And Zagara as well, of course. You know, she's got great wombo combo potential with ETC. So I'm actually a little bit scared of the enemy team's lineup here. Now, let's see. What could we come up with? We're definitely going to have to pick a support hero. Now let's see. On Infernal Shrines. You know what? We're just gonna pick my man Uther. And we're gonna hope that Sonya and the Divine Shield can actually cause a lot of damage within the enemy ranks. Also, we're gonna hope that the Lost Vikings are gonna soak a lot of experience to give us a little bit of a momentum early on. And I'll be back in a minute on Infernal Shrines, guys. Let's do this. Oh man. Alright everybody, here we are on Infernal Shrines. Let's see how well this game is going to go. We're gonna take Conjurer's Pursuit at level 1 because I really think that Uther is very mana dependent early on. And if you gather enough regeneration globes in the early game, you're actually gonna notice a significant difference in the mid and late game where Uther never really suffers from mana issues again. So that's really good, and that's exactly the kind of playstyle I want to use because, you know, Uther has to use his healing abilities quite frequently, especially if you go for Benediction at level 16 later on, where you actually get a lowered cooldown on one of your abilities. So that's very useful. Also, what I want to mention here is that the enemies are rocking a really tryhard comp, in my opinion. Now, oftentimes, you get to see the phenomenon that when the enemy is going full tryhard mode, they're actually going to screw up and lose to things that they don't expect, right? So, for example, the Lost Vikings could prove to be a really significant boon. Oh man, Leoric, rip. So, okay, we're not going to go too bad on this Leoric because, I mean, dying is all part of plan when playing Leoric, and especially in the early game, it's not really that important. Now, okay, Vala was a little bit low here. We're going to have to take care of her. But as I said, he should not repeat that too frequently. Also, we have a Kel'Thas, and Kel'Thas, of course, is one of the strongest here against the Lost Vikings in the mid to late game because of his chain bombs, man. They spread like crazy. Careful now. I'm not really sure why we have 4 heroes in the middle. We should actually spread out. But since we are the support player, we're actually going to have to stick to the majority of our players. Excuse me there. Now let's roam a little bit and see if we can maybe get a gank going here. The creep tumor was just destroyed by Sonya, so Zagara, if we came from that angle, didn't really have vision on us. Now Leoric going in for the ETC Drain Hope, his W ability that shoots a green laser beam or ghost beam, whatever you want to call it, to an enemy target is very good on warriors since it is more efficient on them. Oh, and maybe we can get a gank going here on the Rainer. Hammer coming in, but of course the ETC also strong protection. Now Kel'Thur's a little bit out of position here. Let's see if we can actually stick to them and bring him down. He is dropping very low, and Tyrande's healing not really the strongest in the early stages of the game, so the more damage we deal to them before going for the objective, the better for us overall. So you always want to make sure to poke a little bit when you have a Tyrande in the enemy team. And Kel'Thur's, man, he's playing a very dangerous game there, dropping very, very low. Now we're gonna try to keep Leoric in good shape. Now, nobody has actually started the shrine yet. At level 4, we're gonna take Protective Shield. Now let's see if we can actually get something done here. Leoric once again dropping a lot of HP here, but also soaking up a lot of abilities. That's of course always what a warrior should do. But in general, my team has actually taken significant damage. So we're all just gonna go back. We're all gonna go back. Nobody should expose themselves. And taking a sip from the healing fund will actually bring us back to good health. But I don't really know what Leoric was thinking there. Almost dropping there. Maybe Tyrande is now exposed. Let's see if we can bring her down. Okay, Sonya not really committing to too much. The Vikings, of course, let's not forget about this, guys. The more time we actually buy here, the more time the Vikings get to to soak the damage, to soak the experience, excuse me. And that's gonna, of course, bring us a little bit of an early game advantage here. Now 17 Guardians are already killed here for the enemy team. I'm not really sure if we can hold this. I'm gonna have to stun the ETC to back up our Sonya. Now, also something we shouldn't forget is that we already took mercenary camps, as you can see. And with a mercenary lord coming in from the Lost Vikings, I think we might actually have good chances here. Now we're gonna try to keep the Rainer a little bit busier. Sonya, we abandoned her, unfortunately. But of course, as a Sonya, you also have to take care of where your allies are going, right? You just can't dive in there, tunnel vision, and expect to survive. Now, I'm not really sure if we can buy any more time here. The enemies are getting close to getting the first Punisher. 31, 34. And I think we're just gonna have to defend this. Vala, be careful, man. Now we have a disconnect in our game. Not really the way I want the early game to go here. The team is putting me on a test. But it looks like he's already back, so that's all a-okay. Now while we are regenerating mana, we're just gonna go back. Oh, nice kiting, by the way, from our Vala. Pulling the Punisher inside the fort. And as you can see, it drops super fast. Whoa, careful, buddy. Now, we're gonna take Cleanse to potentially cleanse someone out of the mosh pit later on. The Viking Soak has been okay, but as you can see, we don't really have a significant lead in XP. So it could have been a little bit better. Now let's help out the Eric. Having none of it, the Rainer man. He's an angry man. Enemy's playing very well so far. Lost another one. Sonya was not killed though, that's good. But as you can see, we don't really have a lot of teamfight presence so far. Maybe it's gonna get better later. Leoric also going in very aggressively all the time. We're just trying to poke them down. The rest of the enemy team was busy doing mercenary camps. Now ETC dropping fairly low. Now the Vikings aren't really soaking at the moment. Not really sure what they are doing. Now one of them is moving up towards top. Olaf, that is. And the other ones are slowly starting to get back into position here. Careful, Sonya. Don't really expose yourselves, man. I'm actually starting to sweat a little bit here, guys, because Leoric and Sonya, they're taking constant damage against Rainer and Tyrande. So, oh, now he might have actually exposed himself a little bit there. A little bit too greedy from the enemy Rainer. That's, of course, something you never want to do as a squishy ranged assassin. So, good pick off here. And the next shrine is going to get activated here anytime soon. 7 seconds to be exact. Now the Vikings are back to soaking. That is really good. And if we can maintain the soak on all 3 lanes, we're actually going to be level 10 sooner than they will. And that of course buys us enough time to use our advantage with heroic abilities. Let's see what we can maybe muster and do. Yeah, Vikings still soaking. No enemies to be seen. So we should be a little bit careful. Now they're starting to show up from the left. A Viking died, unfortunately. I don't know why Olaf isn't soaking, man. You should be soaking and try to get us to level 10. Oh. Leoric also playing a very dangerous game here. We're getting a little bit low on mana here, because we really have to heal our allies 24/7. Now, Kel'Thuz's a little bit out of position. Let's see if we can get something done. Vala died. Rip in peppers. Now, they are actually level 10 before us, which is, of course, a little bit of a bummer. Divine Shield being picked here. Well, okay, that was a good Divine Shield, actually. Allowed Sonya to remain safe and kill the KT. So that was good, man. That was good. Oh, the longbow being used. Let's see if we can catch up. We have to be careful. Raynor wants our butt. Leoric also getting to safety. Very nice. How's the rest of the battle going? The Vikings a little bit out of position. Sonya very, very low. Oh. This is not looking too good. Also now the Leoric dropping. Strafe being used. Good Maw though. Disengage. Very nice. Okay. That was pretty much exactly what they needed to do. Good mosh pit here. Really good mosh pit. 34 against 24. I don't think we can actually do this anymore. So let's just go back for now and refill our mana and health. And I mean,
why not?
I'm not really sure if the game is going as it should be, but it's definitely showing that if you draft well in, you know, that was what the enemy team was doing, then you're also likely going to have good results in the stages of the game where it matters, namely in the early and mid game. And that results in a 1-level lead for the enemy team, although we have the Vikings. But let's actually take a look at the numbers here. The Lost Vikings soaked 10k. That's of course acceptable. But let's see. Now, let's actually mute those kind of people, because they are actually distracting not only themselves, but also the rest of the team. I recommend that, by the way. I really recommend muting people that you realize are starting to get a little bit annoying, because then you can really focus on your own gameplay, and you don't have to read the stuff that they're babbling all the time. And even if you say, like, I don't want to get affected by it, I just want to ignore those kind of people, just by reading the stuff that they type, you automatically letting yourself get distracted, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nope, no damage here. The strafe a little bit too early in my opinion. You always want to keep the strafe for team fights when it really matters. Oh, good mercenary camp action here though. The mercenary is doing a lot of work. Now of course the red team is trying to defend here. We don't have, oh my god, Sonya, what are you doing here? Now Divine Shield coming in here. Let's see if we can get something done. Nope. So that was a little bit of a wasted Divine Shield here. Now we're gonna cleanse Sonya. So basically we're forced to use everything we have just to save someone who just decided to go in recklessly. That is of course a little bit of a bummer. At least we got the Kel'Thuz. We're gonna... Okay, Raynor. I think he could be one of the weakest links in the enemy team, because Raynor plays very aggressively. Oh, Vala! What are you doing there, buddy? Why are you deciding to teleport back into your base while the enemy team is still around? I don't really get that. Trying to save Leoric's ass, cleansing him. It's not going to be enough, though. Not going to be enough. Really reckless play by Vala and Leoric, going in all the time. Also Sonya, I'm not really sure about that engage. Now we're going to take Shrink Ray. It's a really good talent to... you know, keep enemy assassins under control like Kel'Thuz and Raynor, but also it can be quite cool on warriors and frontliners, and you know, to sort of slow down their engage. Now the next shrine is going to get activated here in the bottom half of the map. We're almost 2 levels behind right now, and I'm not really sure what the enemy team is trying to do right now. The Vikings, I mean, they captured a couple of mercenary camps already, but let's be honest here, I'm not really sure if they... Eric just took a chain bomb and ran into the rest of the team, man. That's of course something you never want to do. I think this video is a perfect example of displaying some things that you never want to do in order to become a better player at Hero League, man. Alright, so let's try to get that Raynor. Okay, Vala doing the strafe. I like it, I like it. I think we should be able to get him. Okay, we got him. Now, we lost a Viking here. Where's Sonya? Where's Leoric? Now we're gonna use it on Leoric to maintain the team fight. Counter Mosh Pit. Let's see. Okay, okay. Okay, can we get the KT? Yes, we can. Unfortunately, Sonya took too much damage. But time to get the ETC here. Vala getting protected. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, we got it, man! What a kill! Oh, man, that was a good one. That was a good one, guys. That was a really good one. Now, of course, Sagara is still alive. So we should really try to avoid her at all costs right now. Got a little bit of Guardians here. 32 already. Now, we should actually head back. And take a sip from the healing fountain. To be back to good strength. This team fight went unexpectedly well, I have to admit here. And this is, of course, a very important point to make when playing Heroes of the Storm. Never back down, never give in, and never surrender. Because in this game, if you have a good moment like this, you can actually still win the game at any given moment. Now we're gonna have to take care of this mercenary wave here. 17 against 15. Alright. There we go. At 16, we're gonna take Benediction. So, during DreamHack Winter, I actually cast with Grubby, and he called this build the piano build on Uther, because you have so many keys available that you can press in order to play the Uther. So I really like that name, that piano build. Okay, Leoric going in here. The Vikings a little bit low. Let's see if we can keep them in good shape for now. There we go. Good kill on the cow, actually. Cow just got milked, and I'm absolutely loving it. Now the Vikings once again taking a little bit of damage here. We're also gonna make sure to... Oh, is Sonya going in? Is Sonya going in? Okay. And she got a kill. I'm not really sure if I can protect her anymore, though. So let's fall back for now. The Hyperion is still in full of front, you know. Yep, and Sonya once more. I don't know how much tanking she wants to do before she realizes, hey, okay, we got a kill. Maybe I should back off. So, balls of Mega Steel, I want to call that. Anyway, it was a good trade after all. We killed 3 heroes, and once again, the experience gap is getting smaller and smaller. So, who knows? Maybe we can pull this off eventually. So, of course, you always want to make sure to grab as many globes as possible. 18 stacks already. That's pretty good. Now, let's see if we can maybe grab a mercenary camp. Here we go, another globe. That's the way I want it. Oh, I think they're actually at bottom. You could see the Tyrande owl coming out. And always, when you play against Tyrande, always make sure to use the owl to your advantage, right? Always try to anticipate where the owl came from, and then you can take an educated guess where the enemy team is actually currently located at. So, really, really nice. They took another mercenary camp. Both teams now 18, so both teams fighting on even footing. Be very, very careful here. Leoric and Vikings in particular, man. Careful. Don't take too much damage before the shrine actually got activated. I agree with the decision, though, to try and take care of this mercenary camp. That's usually something you want to do, right? We want to make sure to not being pressured in lane while you're actually trying to fight for a map objective, right? Okay, Sonya, oh, going balls deep. Going balls deep here. The good Sonya, that is. We can save her for now. We can save her for now. We're gonna use Benediction here to potentially get a second heal in. Now, careful, guys. Oh, Leoric, man. Oh, and there comes the Mosh Pit and the Maw. Actually, the Maw protected us here. Okay, Sonya, you get the Divine Shield, bro. Oh my god, we have to heal so much. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. Vala is a little bit far away here. Okay, can we get the Rainer here? Okay, careful now. Right, so the good thing is they haven't actually taken a lot of these oh, KT. Never mind. We can't really do much right now. We lost 2 members. Leoric will be back soon, though. So that's, of course, something that is always nice to see. When Leoric dies, he will be back shortly. Especially as time goes by. Okay, Sonya. Oh my god, Sonya is going so balls deep. I don't even know how I'm supposed to keep track with that. Vala is going to the left, Sonya is going to the right. That's a nightmare of every supporter, and Leoric, of course, dead again. I don't really know what my team is doing there. I think if we did a replay analysis here, we could really see how you should not be doing things here. So Vala getting caught by KT. Uther, man, I'm healing all I can. My fingers are actually starting to ache. So in the end, it was not enough, though. In the end, it was not enough. So Sonya diving into the right, Vala trying to poke from the left, and that is of course not how you should try to unite your powers as a team. You want to make sure to stay together. Of course, against the KT, that's not always easy to do.
Honor guides me.
Oh, apparently Sonya is a little bit of a D-bag here, trying to blame others when she's clearly going absolutely crazy for no reason. Cleansing the Leoric just in case. He's taking a lot of damage. Benediction getting activated because we might actually want to do a double stun here. Oh. Falling so quickly, the Leoric, that is. Okay, and with that Punisher, I think the enemies might go for the final core push, but sometimes that is actually not the wisest choice. Sometimes they actually regret it bitterly. You know, Sonya once again being in the middle of battle. ETC going in here as well. Raynor now focusing ourselves here. That was a bad mosh pit. Raynor also trying to kill ourselves here. We're just gonna keep him busy for now. We're just gonna try to keep him busy. Dodging stuns left and right, man. Kendrick on the run. Now we're gonna cleanse Sonya in advance. Oh, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Not really sure here. And there we go. Uther is falling. I really tried all I could here. The core is taking damage, 44%. They're still hammering on it, and it looks like we don't have what it takes to actually keep him at bay. Kel'Thas now dropping. Oh, one more core shot, and he would have been a goner. Leoric coming back at the very moment, but 10%. I think this is just too much here. I'm really sorry about that game, guys. I'm not really sure if I'm actually going to take it. It would be a good display, as I said, of how to not draft and how to not behave in a Hero League game, especially not when you're rank 1. So hope you learned a little bit here. Don't do that at home, kids. Pick heroes that you feel comfortable on and pick heroes that are somewhat competitive in the current meta. At least if you want to climb the ranks, right? If you want to climb the ranks, then that's the way to go. If you want to, you know, have flunky games with teammates that are actually not really in a mental state that they should have, then of course you can pick heroes like my team did. Anyway, GG guys, talk to you in the next one.